Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, whichever it is, evening. Right now it's afternoon for me. It's been a busy morning. Dad had an appointment with a dermatologist today. And then I went to bed earlier last night, trying to get more sleep. Not sure what time I actually closed my eyes. But you know what time I woke up? 1 o'clock this morning. Because my body, and it's not just my body, there's other things. I have fragmented sleep, I guess. I think I've always, woke up after, a sleep cycle is 90 minutes, an hour and a half. And I can remember a time way back when my daughter was in kindergarten. Like I said in a different video, I got to where I took a notepad to bed because I was dreaming up a storm. And I'd want to write it down because I would forget it if I didn't. But anyway, it's a little late for me to walking today, but it's still, it's chilly. After we got home from the doctor, I was going to walk right then, and I decided, no, I got to go put on a couple more layers of clothes. So I put on a second pair of pants on top of what I was wearing, and because I was just wearing those leggings, exercising type leggings or whatever. Anyway, the wind wants to go right through it, so that's how that goes. And yes, here I am with my glasses on. That's okay. It's just the way it is. So for the glare, when that happens, it's not cool. And I was shown, the last time I got glasses, I was shown that I could get a non-glare for about $60 more. I didn't have the money, but I didn't realize how much I would really like to have no glare. So, it's not like when you're looking at me and I'm doing my video, the glare is always there. So I want to get rid of that. So I guess it's worth it. I just never knew. Anyway, yes, I got to quit walking so fast. I do that. I do need to slow down. I don't know why I'm in such a hurry. So, I don't know. I just thought I'd get on here and chat for a little bit. I've got to walk at least a half an hour, if not more. My naturopath wants me to walk an hour continuously every day. And she told me that last year, Let's see. I'm not exactly sure. The month that I talked to her, it might have been July of last year. And I did a lot of the things she told me. But it's kind of hard to take care of yourself in someone else's place. It really is hard to live in someone else's place. And I'm sure it's hard for them. It's for, I have helped Dad a lot, so that has been a good thing. But it's time to get on with the rest of my life, however long it is. Hopefully it'll be a long time. Well, I don't know. I'll be happy if Jesus comes, but I'm not really looking forward to the time before he comes, because it's not going to be pretty, guys. It's really not. And if you don't ever hear about it, you'll never know. You'll just know everything's a mess. And it is. It's going to get worse. The second coming is soon. It is. However, we still have a few years, maybe. There's just so much evil in the world today. And the people in our government is evil. Are evil, because when it's plural, it's an R instead of an is. Have to refresh my memory on all that English stuff. But I was really good at it. And I know when something's wrong. So, anyway, I wish I'd have done something with that. But maybe my writing. I have to start writing again. But I figured I would talk instead. Just let it flow out on the page is what I used to do. Well, I found I cannot write. It takes a lot. It takes so much. What I mean is I can't, like I told you guys on one of my videos anyway, when I first was writing, I'm not sure exactly when that started, but I know I was doing it when my daughter was in kindergarten, because that's the first paper I remember. She was in her room and it was dark in there. And I said, turn on your light so you're not in the dark. And then I thought, oh, what did I just say? You know, that's one of the keys to finding happiness here on earth, is to turn on your light. Get out of the dark. And anyway, you'll find that paper in my portfolio there. I don't know what you call it, but there's over 250 videos now. So it might be hard to find them, I don't know. Go back to the beginning. I don't know how that works. If you get on someone's channel, if you can go back to the first videos they did instead of starting at the end. It's good to start at the end and in the middle and all of them, you know, but if you got to find something, I think I did that one pretty much in the beginning. I did a few. What I started this channel for was to share my papers that I wrote when I was, let's see, Jessie was 5 and I'm 22 years older than her, so I was 27, living up on that mountain in Washougal. What a beautiful place. Anyway, that's the first paper I remember writing, and it was really good. So the end result, I mean, I started with the sentence, you know, or I titled it that, turn on your light so you're not in the dark. And then I took the words and the sentence, the ones that were important, and I wrote them down and put definitions next to them, okay? And then at the end, I just said, so now, if you seek to turn on the light, I mean, if you seek for the light, I'm not saying it well now, I don't have it right popping out of my head. It says, turn on your light so you're not in the dark. And then Dumbledore, I know that they got my stuff, but he said in one of his shows in the very beginning that happiness can be found even in the darkest of places if one but remembers to turn on the light. Let's see, I wrote my paper, shoot, if I was 27 and I'm 69, so that's 42 years ago, I think, about approximate. But I went around sharing my papers with everybody. I went out into the night when I put my daughter to bed, when, you know, when she was asleep and stuff, and I went out, just not even far, 2 miles away, you know, to a local bar where I could go dancing and meet people. You know, I was in a whole new place. I didn't know anybody. And then staying home with mom and dad, very straight. Very straight. Overboard straight. And I had to go out and find people like me. So that's what I did. But while I was doing it, see, I hadn't even started writing my papers then. I had to it because I was telling people stuff. I was sharing my papers all over the place. But I guess I probably went out more than just those. She was 2. So anyway, who knows? All I know is I love to dance. And there was a place within 2 miles that had good bands all the time. And I went out and danced. I had fun. I mean, that was the only fun part of my life, you know, because I was not in the best of situations, you know. When I had my daughter, the whole point was to stay home and be a mommy. I had already worked 5 years where I was at, and I was offered a promotion, and I turned it down because I said, no, I'm going to stay home and be a mama. Little did I know, and I should have realized. I guess I was just stupid, you know, but I worked until I was 8 months pregnant, and I found out when I was 8.5 months pregnant that I was getting a divorce. You know, not from my side. I was not asking for it, not wanting it. Totally devastated. And here I am fixing to have a baby. 8.5 months pregnant. And then I end up in the hospital a week before I had her with blood clots. My legs, from my knees to my groin, both legs on the inside, were solid as a rock. They put me in the hospital, put me on blood thinners, and I had to stay in the bed. I mean, it was detrimental if I got up, but I still got up. In other words, they did more than just put me on blood thinners. You know, they put wraps around my legs. I can't remember now. I can just remember apparatus, so it must have been, I don't know if it was heat. Maybe it was heat, you know, to make the blood thinner, maybe move better. I don't know. Anyway, I was in the hospital for a week, and the day that they're going to let me go home, I went into labor. So they didn't let me go home. But when you're laying in a bed, not exercising of any sort, you know, and then when they put you in the delivery room, no, they don't put you on an incline. They leave me laying flat. And I got a freaking flat, what do you call it? A sway back. So you can't lay flat on your back. It hurts like hell. But then here it comes, time to have a baby, and I am weak. I am so weak. And I pushed and I pushed and I pushed. And you know what? I thought maybe I just didn't push enough, but she did have a mark in her head. There was a circle in the top of her head where I had been trying, she was pushing against the, whatever, the opening. So they had to pull her out with forceps before it was done because I gave up. I just literally gave up. My body did. I couldn't do anymore. But I wouldn't have got her out anyway. It looked to me like once she saw that little circle on top of her head, corner, crown of her, not, you know what I'm saying, not her soft spot, but like an indentation of where something had been pushed. A circle had been pushed around her. And that had to have been my birth canal. It wasn't working. Anyway, what a pain. What a total pain it is having a baby, huh? Some people have it a lot easier than others. But, you know, the combination of, I did have, what do they call those things? A block. I did have a pain reliever. So you've got this body that's not been doing anything for a week and on blood thinners, so probably a week from that too, trying to push out a baby flat on a bed. I know they've learned by now, surely, if you're having a baby, you need to be like in a reclined situation where you're not flat. Well, I guess the Indians, they'll go out and squat and have them. So, I mean, that's a thought. But how can you think of that when you're in so much pain? Yeah, having a baby is real fun, guys. You really should not be messing around and not even taking a chance on bringing a life into this world if you're not ready. If you're not ready, willing, and able to take care of that child, you do not need to be having a child. And that doesn't mean have sex and go kill them, because that's against the rules. Thou shalt not kill. You really need to be careful and think about that. You know, there's different extenuating circumstances. Not every case is the same. But if you're just going out there willy-nilly having sex and you get pregnant, then, you know, you ask for it. And what you do is you have that baby and you put it up for adoption. Because there are people out there needing babies. You know, they can't have them. They don't have the luxury of having them. But it's also because they might have messed around when they were younger, like you young folks. And you mess up everything. And then you come and you find somebody that you want to be with. Huh. Well, there's a song about that. It's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes around. Totally sad. Anyway, you just need to make good choices. And you need to take this sexual business seriously. It is not meant for you people out there that are not married. And this world is a mess because of it. There's millions of babies. First of all, killed, you know, but I was talking about the ones who are living. That are, now they're in an orphanage or now they're in a paper box in a street. You know, people, a lot of people just do not have value on life. I'm not saying my words quite right, but there is value to a life, and it is detrimental that you do not kill somebody. Detrimental for you, and also for them. They got things they need to do, and they might have a family at home they need to provide for. Anyway, if sex was saved for that most sacred act between two people that are in love and are married and going to bring a baby into the world, then we wouldn't have all this. We wouldn't have people growing up that have no sense of their own worth. You know, we got people out here that have never experienced love. Never. And you know, I can't handle it when somebody's upset with me. I cannot handle it. So I don't know how in the world all these people do. You know, you guys need to understand where the other guys are coming from. And some of them, they don't even know how to give love because they've never received it. And then you are a product of your environment. So if you live in a violent environment, you know, my mother lived with people that didn't believe in God. Or maybe they believed in God, just not, they didn't go to church and stuff. And she told me, and I imagine she told other members of the family, I don't know. When she was young, very young, she walked by herself to go to church. Nobody in her family went, and they had to walk a ways, you know. And then, and no, she wasn't privileged to be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints when she was a child. She said one day she looked up, she was in the cabin, or the house, whatever, and she looked up and the ceiling wasn't there. And she saw, I bet you she saw Jesus, but she saw concourses of people, like in white robes. I got cold chills just telling you guys about that. Wow, I need to make that her own very story, I guess, very own story. I talk backwards. I have a form of dyslexia. I see words correctly, but I have said a complete sentence, word for word, backwards. And that is weird. And it ain't something I tried to do, it just happened. But I do notice that a lot of my words these days, I'll be writing, and what would normally be the first part of the sentence is my second part of the sentence. And it is still the correct sentence. It's just sometimes it might be easier if you put that part in the front, and it might flow better. I talk in weird ways, kind of like the scriptures. A little bit like the scriptures, you know, because when you're reading those, I've got to take this thing undone. Anyway, there's a lot of little blips of a phrase. They're not complete phrases. There is enough there. And then there's a comma. And then it goes to another phrase, which might be a whole nother subject instead of actually following this subject. Or it might also follow the subject. So you have to discern what they're saying. And sometimes you can tell. It's like you give two examples of the same thing in one sentence. So they're phrases. They talk in phrases, not sentences, not complete sentences. And maybe that's part of my deal too, because the scriptures are in my head. And I have noticed some words as I've been reading to you guys. I've been noticing some words that are part of my vocabulary, a part of the vocabulary that I use. It's my language. Anyway, I like it. Except for some of it. You know these and thous. I've only done a little bit of that. Sometimes it's appropriate though. But see, these and thous, this is a language you talk with God. Like, I don't know how to say my right words. But when you're saying a prayer, I thank thee. I thank thee, not thank you. And I told him last night when I was praying, I said, you know, I don't know, it might have been when I was walking. I know I don't pray right. And I have a personal relationship with him. And so I say the you instead of the thee, you know. But in proper prayer, it is probably using these and thous. I wouldn't use a ye. And yay, yay, verily though I walk through the shadow of the valley of death. So that's when you're having a baby. And that seemed appropriate since I said that earlier about having a baby. Yeah, me and Jesse probably both almost died. That first birth is not cool. Some people have it easy having babies. In other words, they don't know, like Jessica, her first baby, she did really well. Meaning, her body was meant for it. She probably could have popped out 1 million. Now, she did pop out 5, but not all at once. You know, they had a long space in between them. Except for Kevin and Madison, they're only a little over a year apart. And that's like me and my brother. I'm the eldest, and then he came 13 months later, so a year and a month. And then after that, we had ruined Mother's cervix, and she couldn't hold babies in. She had 3 miscarriages. I'm not sure how far along they were. I'm not sure if she knew what sex they were, but she had 3 miscarriages between my brother and my sister Teresa. I am 8 years older than Teresa, so Nathan is 7. So Mother had 3 other opportunities to have babies within a 7-year period. We would have been a house full. Anyway, oh goodness. So now I'm sweating a little bit. That's what happens. It's too chilly to walk, and I get hot pretty quick. Anyway, so I know I was talking about something when I talked about Mother, but I forgot the original thought. So if I remember, I'll put it in the comments, and you guys just look there, okay? Because I do look for the right words and never can find them, so I just keep on going because there's no sense wasting time on that. I'm out in the yard. I can't look it up. I was talking about my language, using thee and thou and that. I don't use thee and thou, but I do use some of the words that I've seen in the scriptures. It becomes part of you. And then you start putting things together like a puzzle. And then things make sense. And then it's nice to have help. I mean, like I said, I took 4 years of seminary, and every year going to church 52 times a year, and that's if you just went once on Sunday. We went a lot more than that. But Sunday school class, you're learning from the scriptures, but you're learning other things. They just kind of pull the scriptures in. And so that's been going on forever. And just think, with the technology they got now, oh my. Go to LDSLatterdaySaint.org, and you will be privy to all kinds of videos. And evidently there's a few that I haven't seen. I'll have to get there and check them out. I kind of like the old ones. You know, I've stuck on the ones that I really like. Like, there is it's either 20 to 30 minutes, I don't know which, video called Finding Faith in Christ. And it is so good. It is so good. I used to go to sleep with that every night. And I am totally in love with The Chosen. So these days I go to sleep with The Chosen. And it'll play all night, but you know, I used to have nightmares. I used to have bad nightmares. And sometimes it's in between the sleep where you're changing from one level to the other, so you're still partly awake and partly not. Oh my, I saw some horrible things. So, well, I got a movie that I know and I like, and I've seen it a million times, you know. It only takes me about 5 seconds to go to sleep. So then what I need to do is have it on the timer so it shuts off. But, you know, like I listen to Harry Potter, The Sorcerer's Stone. I went to bed with that every night for 10 years, I bet you. But now I got The Chosen going on, and I like it. Totally like it. And, okay, so, season 4 is going to be in the theaters. I think in February. So I'm not sure when it's actually going to hit TV. But it will. So they have finished filming season 4. It's ready to go. It's so exciting. Just because I have loved every minute of it so far. I haven't seen anything I disagree with. In other words, because I would always find things like it was right there in your face. No, that's not right. You guys are teaching the wrong stuff because people don't know everything. Can't help it. But the chosen, I haven't seen anything that I'm alarmed at all. In other words, you don't want to teach false doctrine type of thing. So it's kind of hard, even though the movie's real good sometimes. If they're teaching the wrong stuff, it's like, okay, I don't want to see that. And I don't know how to explain it. I don't think you really know what I'm saying. Unless you're in my situation where you know what I know, and then you see and you know that that's not right. Just for instance, me and Joe, oh my God, he listens to all these preachers online, and then he tries to preach that crap to me, and he thinks that I'm the one that's lost. Oh, he's lost. He's trying hard though, but there ain't no getting through his brain, because I have tried. And if nobody wants to open up, you have to open up your mind to the possibilities. And then you have to open up, you got to take it in. It's like reading a novel. You guys are readers. You go out there and read all the time. Read the Book of Mormon. Make up your own mind instead of what someone else says. Like I said, there are people against the church. And I don't quite understand it, so Satan's got a hold to them. It's got to be what it is. You guys need to be careful out there. You really do. Especially, you know, I know, eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. But see, you guys, you don't die. Everybody's looking for the fountain of youth. Well, I need the fountain of youth too. But I'm talking about everybody's worried about dying. Thinking there's nothing else. But there's plenty else. In fact, there's massive else. This is one part of your growing. This is one part of your, and a very important part, because you're being tested. You're being tested. What will I do? I got a hair in my mouth. I hate it. I don't like what I look like in a ponytail, so I guess I'll deal with the hair in my mouth. Yes, I go from one subject to another to another. I have noticed my face looking a lot skinnier, and my wrinkles are hanging out right there in front of my face. And I know, well, part of it is I've not never, but I haven't taken care of my skin in a long time. But the other part is I've lost weight, and my face used to be bigger, fatter. Well, now it's skinnier, so it's causing these wrinkles across my face. So what do I do? Should I gain weight and get rid of my wrinkles, or should I go have plastic surgery? You know, I'm fixing to have plastic surgery. We can have. I told him, I says, wouldn't it be nice if I could have a whole new body? And he says, well, let's just take care of this first. So yeah, there's possibilities. Anyway, this is necessary. The other, I'm sure, would be an elective. But then I took Dad to the dermatologist today, and I'm sitting in front of their display cases, and they've got all these skincare products. But I couldn't really see anything about them, you know. So I went up to the desk and asked them if they had a catalog, pricing, what's the deal, you know, let me see what you got. So they went and got me some brochures, but there's no pricing because the price changes all the time. But there is a website. So I'm going to check that out. And I guess, but I don't have it right now on me. DermaHealth is probably dermahealth.com, but it might not be. They're in Richland, Washington. So all you got to do really is look up, okay, wait a minute, because I'm talking about two different things now. The dermatologist is in Richland too. Okay, that's where we went today. That would be the DermaHealth. And then what was the other one I was talking about? I lose it so fast. I'll remember. Maybe I'll put it in the footnotes. I can write the website on it, but I'm going to check it out. They got all kinds of treatments for, you know, because I was asking her, I said, what about this age spot on my face, this thing that's driving me? Every time I see my videos, I see it, and I don't like it. So they have things, they have ways to treat that too. They got laser hair removal, and probably they have this thing that was attached to somebody's abdomen. I don't know what that does. I'm gonna look into that stuff. Because it's like, okay, maybe you can have help without having surgery. However, I know that's why my wrinkles are showing up on my face. So I have lost weight. I've lost at least 8 pounds. And that's not a lot, but it is. And it's not just, it's the walking that's doing it. But I need to walk, so that's the way it goes. And I need to lose some weight. I need to lose some body fat. So I was talking about, one of the pictures on the brochure, maybe I'll take some pictures and show you guys. They had this thing that took up the whole space of the abdomen, and they had it under a strap. And so it was supposed to help eliminate fat and probably tone up muscle. So that might be an interesting thought too, you know? I mean, as you're losing weight, you got to worry about this loose skin. And so sometimes it's nice to not lose weight. But I got to walk. I got to get in shape. That's the big deal. That's what I want. But I need to eat better. I haven't been eating like I should. So I have been trying to do that too. Eat better. But I need to do a lot better job in all avenues. And really what I need is to get on with my life. With a partner that's going to help me take care of myself. And give me what's the word I'm looking for? Motivation is one. Motivation would be it. Motivation to take care of me and him. You know, like I said, it's not easy to take care of myself at my dad's or anywhere else that I've been. I did good at Nancy's, and I did good at Sean and Amy's. I'm just saying, there's this regimen that my naturopath wanted me to do, and I haven't done it. And I couldn't do it at Debbie's either. I just need to be in my own space. So soon enough, I'll be done recuperating from my surgery, and then we'll just see what happens from there. And I'm sorry if the sun's in the way, but I do need to walk. And I've done it 32 minutes. I told Dad I might just go 30, but I need to walk as much as I can. Because in my cancer treatment, she told me to work up to an hour continuously every day. And that would take the reoccurrence of my, not mine, but everybody's cancer down 25%. So out of 100, that's a good chunk. And then you have all these other things that you need to do. Don't eat sugar. As much as possible, stay away from sugar. And don't be doing artificial stuff either, though, because that causes cancer too. Or I bet it does. I guess I shouldn't say that. You guys will have to look that up. All I know is anything artificial you're taking inside, you probably shouldn't be doing that if you have a choice. Okay. So now I got off on a rant, forgot what I was talking about. Nutrition, okay. So I need to have smoothies because I don't have my teeth. But now I have bought teeth, but I have not got them to where I can wear them. I need to go get the right things to put in my mouth. What it is they're hard, and it hurt my gums. I mean, I wore them for the first day because we picked them up and then we were on a trip. I mean, they hurried to get them done, so I hope they did them right. I don't know. But the point is, Joe said there is some stuff called Seabond, S-E-A-B-O-N-D, that is a pad. It is an adhesive, and it's also a pad that will fit inside my false teeth. So then, if that's true, if I can get them in there and make them comfortable, then I'll wear them. And I haven't done it because I've been so comfortable not wearing them. And they hurt that day. So I just need to get on the stick. I keep forgetting to buy it. I have to order some online. Seabond. I have looked them up. Walmart carries them too. And there is a Walmart here in town. So I need to go do that. because that would be great if I could actually have teeth. That would help with the wrinkles and spread my mouth out apart and actually make my lips get out there where they can be seen. Because my top lip, I used to have beautiful lips, so I assume that I still do. It's just that there's nothing in there holding my lips out. I need to take this jacket off. Hair's still in my mouth. Well, there's the mailman, mail girl, woman. I'll let her go ahead. So I'm going to try to walk a couple more laps at least. I feel like I need to take this jacket off. Maybe I better walk over here. Okay, so let's see. I probably talked all I need to talk. But it was nice to see that there are things that maybe I can partake of that will help me look better, you know? So I've got access to this plastic surgeon that I know is good. He's a specialist and he does all that stuff. And then I've also got Dad's dermatologist person, and they have, you know, like today, Dad went in there and they froze a bunch of stuff. They took something off his chest. I wasn't in there. He just told me. And he froze several things. He didn't like something, so he just took it off because he knows what they look like. Okay, so anyway, well, it's a mail person's truck. I gotta get back out on the road. The sidewalk is so up and down and up and down. Makes you want to fall. Anyway, so brighter tomorrow. A song came into my head earlier, but I don't remember what it was. And it was a trip. And then another song, you know, you remember that one? You can ring my bell, ring my bell. La 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 la. And I think they just say it over and over again, a few times anyway. But I like the beat, the melody. It was a happy song. But there was another song that came to mind today, and I don't know what it was. So maybe it'll pop back. You know, sometimes my brain likes to talk to me through music. Okay, it's telling me my battery's low. It's Friday afternoon. And I have done things, but I need to go take care of something else. I just remembered. Okay. I gotta go do that. You know, my head gets lost in all these things I have to do, and then I forget other things that I need to be doing. But I have called. I called my surgeon to see if they can prescribe me a week at a, what do they call that? A skilled nursing facility. Okay, my insurance will pay for that. I don't have a copay. My surgery, my copay is $250, whether it be an outpatient or an inpatient. I mean, I could spend the night in the hospital and still have only got to pay $250. So I talked to my insurance agent last night about my situation, and I'm not in a good situation. I'm fixing to be cut open on my chest, both sides, and I'm gonna have, I don't have a place to be like I need to be. I need to be in a small recliner and secluded away from the dogs. And Daphne is a high energy dog, and she loves me to pieces, and she freaks out kind of sort of when I'm gone. She goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth looking for me, but high energy. So when I do come in, she's right up on my chest, licking my face, and so I don't want to be mean to her, but I'm going to have to. But I was telling my insurance agent about that last night, and she told me, you know, you could go to a skilled nursing facility, and I think you can go up for 30 days, depends on what your situation is, and my insurance covers it, okay? No copay. So, I mean, no matter what, I could stay in the hospital a night, but I don't think they're going to do that. And in a city like this, they probably need their rooms. I don't know. If they have extra rooms, then what's the deal? I could just, you know, because it's only going to cost me $250 either way. So that would be one day. And then I need the skilled nursing facility for a week. And the doctor told me that my surgery, the recovery is just about a week. So I'm hoping that everything will go good in that week and I won't have a problem. But coming home, you know, with wounds and then having a dog jump up on you on those wounds, no, that's not a good deal. I can hear the school, boy. They're doing something over there. Wow. I don't know how far away they are, but I can sure hear them hollering. You know, like a football game or something like that. Could be. Anyway, it's 40 minutes and a little bit, so I'll probably stop. I probably talked to you guys plenty, and I need to go work on some other stuff I was supposed to do. Time escapes me. Anyway, you guys have a good one. I'm going to read the rest of Revelations maybe today, if I get a chance. I have other things I got to do. But anyway, take care.